Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I finally have my Lego Harry Potter Hagrid's Hut comparison ready to share with you guys in this video. So I actually own all 4 of the Lego Harry Potter Hagrid Huts. When did that happen? I spent a couple years collecting these and I gradually got them. So here we are today having all 4 of the Hagrid Hut sets. So right here I have the 2001 Hagrid Hut, then the 2004 one, 2010, and 2019. Now in this video, I'll be comparing all of them together and actually just like analyzing each one separately and then comparing them with the other and then the other and then the other and then deciding which one is the best out of these 4. I mean, I like them all, but like, except for that one, for obvious reasons. You'll see why later on in this video. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into the comparison and see which Hagrid Hut is the best. Does age really matter in this case? Wait and find out. So we're going to start off by taking a look at the oldest Hagrid Hut here. We have the 2001 model, which I think is very, very wonky and weak. I actually spent $45 on this, and I immediately regretted it after attempting to build it, and I just feel like the paper roof here, it's not really paper, it's like hard plastic, just really doesn't work out here. The printing on it is cool and all, but like it's so wonky and flimsy. Anyway, putting that aside, the side builds here are kind of cute. You have this little trap here which goes like this, and then you can close it completely and then get everything sealed in there, I suppose. This is meant to act like sort of a barrier just to make sure that this thing doesn't close all the way. Kind of cool. And then we have Professor Dumbledore here in his purple robes. Pretty cool. And lastly, the 2001 version of Hagrid, which looks kind of haggard. And another side build here is this little cart here, which is not too shabby. It's just a bonus. But the thing that really makes me frustrated about this set is to actually access the inside, you have to remove this little elastic here. And it's so hard to actually put it back on sometimes, well at first anyway. Opening this up this way, you have full access to the interior. That is super spacious. You have these little axes here, the fire, the keys, the owl. All you gotta do is take this chimney and then move it around like that, and then you can access Norbert and the fire. Pretty cool. And then this build just like extends to the outside like that. I mean, I guess in general, it's a pretty fun set. You can have Hagrid and Dumbledore in there. It's kind of weak because of this very bad roof design here. I'm not really the biggest fan of it. The roof felt like origami at first. It was kind of weird, but the printing on it is so cool. And this is like the chimney here and the back of the chimney there. And yeah, do I like it? No. Moving aside the original Hagrid Hut, we now have the 2004 Hagrid's Hut, which I think is personally one of my favorites. I just feel like the build looks so good. The sand green works perfectly with the gray, just the perfect amount of contrast on the roof there, and the printing here is phenomenal. Then we have this little chimney here which can open and close, and you can actually access the hut by opening up the main door here, but that's kind of hard to, access from the inside. So all you gotta do is just open up the Hagrid Hut, open sesame, and there you go. You can access the interior of the Hagrid Hut. Now comparing this to the very unfortunate design of the 2001 version, this here is a major upgrade. First of all, because the roof here is actually made out of Lego bricks, which is awesome to see. When the roof here is made out of softer plastic, if you will, papery plastic, because plastic is plastic at the end of the day. And the way how you open this is much more convenient than opening up this one with the elastic. I mean, let's just toss that to the side there. It makes me sad looking at it. It's a pretty sad set. But anyway, it's vintage and I guess it's cool that way, I guess. This here is my favorite. We have, again, like the 2001 version, 2 minifigures, Hermione with her awesome looking time turner there on her torso, which is pretty sweet. And we have the 2004 version of Hagrid here, which is looking awesome as well. Some great torso printing, definitely a huge upgrade from the yellow-skinned Hagrid in the previous set. Again, the interior design is very similar to the older version. However, I find that everything is much more contained in this version, considering that this build is more accurate to an actual hut rather than an open garage sale with the other one when you remove the elastic and stuff like that. I love the detail here, and again, we have a little fireplace there, which is awesome to see. A little pot there, some weapons, the bat. And yeah, the overall build is solid on this one, and I'm loving it. And on the outside, you just got some little pumpkins there, which is awesome to see as well. I feel like that this here is a major upgrade from the monstrosity that we got in 2001. Next up, we have the 2010 Hagrid Hut, which is also one of my personal favorites. This here is very, very similar to the 2004 version. If you look at them side by side here, you can see a lot of similarities and very little differences here, and like the little windows here and stuff like that. But it's very clear that this here was an attempt of remaking this version right here. The roof here is a little taller, this here is a little slouched down, but I feel like they both look very, very similar, and if a non-Lego Harry Potter fan looked at these, they would think that they're one and the same at a first glance. The 2010 Hagrid Hut opens in a very similar fashion to the 2004 version, and you just have full access to the interior of the Hagrid Hut. Again, very similar layout to the previous version that I've shown earlier in the 2004 one as well. You just got a upgraded Hagrid minifigure, which looks pretty sweet. Then we have Ron Weasley there, who looks pretty awesome in his Gryffindor torso. Really cute head printing as well. My favorite Ron head printing. And then we have Mr. Potter here. Pretty generic Potter from 2010 and 2011. Cool. And lastly, we have Miss Granger, who's looking pretty awesome. You can see here that the build itself is very similar to the previous 2004 version, with a very sturdy roof and a very well-designed interior with some little details there with stickerage and stuff like that, lacking in the 2004 set. And in addition, we have like a little Norbert fireplace there, which you can open this way and that way. And then it reveals the little Norbert the dragon figure there, just hiding in the pot and crackling in the fire. Cool to see. Overall, pretty solid build for this set. And there's also like a little light brick feature here for the fireplace, just to like turn on Norbert. And unfortunately, my light feature doesn't quite work, as this is quite the old set. I'm exposed there. And on the outside, we have some foliage here, some little pumpkin heads there, and an actual printing for this pumpkin head. Kind of cool to see as well. Sweet, and little mushrooms there as well, with a tiled up entrance. I am more of a nostalgic person. 2004 takes the cake here against the 2011 version in my opinion, and I just like this one much more. The build is much more solid, and I guess putting these side by side, if I didn't know any better, I wouldn't even be able to tell a difference, except for the older figures, because like the printing is obviously much older than the newer upgraded versions in the 2010 set. I forgot to mention that we had an Aragog figure featured in the 2010 version. However, my Aragog is actually missing the actual printed piece for his eyes. I'm sorry about that, but you can see his little abdomen there. Pretty cool printing there as well. You have these little swords for his legs, and I hate spiders. Last but not least, we have the most recent Hagrid Hut remake. You can see here that it is very well rounded compared to the older versions. You have access to a very colorful, very sceneful interior here, featuring the golden trio there, with a little chair, a newspaper, a chest, a little door there, spiders on the wall, and of course the little meeting, if one should say, with Hagrid, screaming for Buckbeak's life, the executioner, and lastly Cornelius Fudge. Taking a look at the inside there, we have a little comfy sofa there, which is kind of cool to see, a bag, and then of course a jam-packed interior, because this is Hagrid we are talking about after all, right? And overall, I feel like that this design is really cool. We got some stickers there as well, and the door here is cool. These doors are actually detailed with wood stickers, which is nice to see, and the foliage, of course. And most people love this set mainly because of the brand new Buckbeak minifigure that we have here, which I think looks awesome. It looks incredible. Look at that detailing for the eye and for the fur. And they are attached to this little pumpkin patch, which is nice to see. And the overall architecture of this one is much more accurate in my opinion. I love the shaping of it. And I don't really like the triangular shaping of these older versions, especially this one. Nuh-uh. Well guys, I guess that pretty much wraps up this little Lego Harry Potter Hagrid's Hut comparison. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe for more Lego Harry Potter content, my fellow Potterheads. And on that, let me know in the comments down below which Harry Potter Hagrid's Hut is your favorite. My personal favorite is the 2019 version. However, I do love the nostalgia in the older versions as well, except for this one. This one here is just a mess. No offense to anyone who likes it. Stay safe, my fellow Potterheads, and on that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.